Oh,
Wow.
okay. I think this is it. Okay. Mic, recording all good. All right, looks good. All right, let's get straight into it. Let's go. Hey all, Choiboy here. Welcome to another video. It's been quite some time since my last video. It's been like more than 6 months. Sorry about that. A bit of laziness, a bit of personal things going on with my life in the past 6 months. A lot of things happened. I even moved companies again, which a lot of you might not be surprised about. And if you personally know me, you probably know where I work now. Just a FYI, I moved into data consulting, which I'm actually quite enjoying it. So yeah, great move. It doesn't really justify the fact that I haven't been uploading anything, interesting in the past 6 months. So I'd like to apologize to anyone who's been waiting for any content to come out on this channel. Finally, you got one here today. I've been thinking about what kind of content should I make. It's going to be my first topic talk for 2022. Now, I had a thought, I have a list right in front of me in my whiteboard, but I thought I'll talk about signs of getting old. I have a list that I wrote up while I was brainstorming right in front of me here, but let's see how much I can get through today, and hopefully I can edit this today and put it out soon so I don't drag it and never release it like some of my other videos. And as you would know, my hair color is blonde-ish, like ash blonde. I don't know, it was ash gray, then the color kind of faded down and now it's blonde.
Wow.
Well, I don't know about you, but I'm finally at an age where I'm kind of in the middle, right? Like, I don't know if I'm old or young. Like, I'm not young enough to say I'm young, like uni young, but I'm not old enough to say I'm in my 30s or 40s. So it's like a very awkward kind of age band here. I'm 26, FYI, and just going over that quarter life crisis. A lot of things happened, and yeah, just something I've been thinking about nowadays. It's like, I never thought I'd become old, but I'm physically and mentally experiencing aging, which is quite interesting, and I thought I'd talk about that. So, first one is that I'm becoming quite quiet, like just a tad, like I'm quite talkative for a lot of you who might know me personally, and I think you might get the vibe from my videos as well if you don't. Yeah, I don't know what the accent was. Don't. Most of you might know I am extroverted. No, naturally, I like meeting people, I like social groups and whatnot. But at the same time, over the past 5 years of working, I've become slightly introverted. Like, I do enjoy my time by myself, watching Netflix, watching YouTube, whatever. Like, just staying by myself, sometimes it's cool. The biggest changes is in social groups. I don't like meeting more than 4 people at one time. If it's too big of a group, I tend to just stick with 1 or 2 people and just, talk to them, and that's pretty much it. If I go to a kind of like a networking event or something like that, I don't talk to strangers now. Like, I don't strike conversations first, I think. And that's quite an interesting thing, because I always used to be that guy just going around the room, be like, hey, what's up? My name's Jack. How you doing? Like, I'm that kind of guy. But I don't do that anymore. Like, I stay pretty damn quiet, and people think I just don't talk much at all if they meet me for the first time. So that's quite interesting. I've had a bit of, relationships where I don't talk enough as well. Like, and that became a problem as well, which is quite interesting. I don't know what happened there, but that kind of thing happened. Getting quite personal, so I'll just stop that right there. But, nonetheless, there's been a lot of things that's changed about me being quiet that changed the way I act outside of my home, which is quite interesting. And I realize I use the word interesting a lot. So, secondly, I have realized that I'm becoming a bit more realistic with my goals and targets and whatnot. Like expectations of how wealthy I'll be when I'm older, what kind of things I'll have, what kind of house or what kind of car. Back in the days, be like, oh, I'm gonna shower myself with luxury items, Gucci, Louis Vuitton, get myself a Bugatti, all that kind of stuff that you'd say as a 18, 20-year-old. But, it's like, you're starting to realize that life is not that easy, and to get the things you really want, it's not that easy. So, for that reason, I don't know, like maybe I've been hit here and there, not physically, of course, but, by life in general. Life screwed me over a couple of times in the past years, and, through that, I've realized, okay, so maybe I need to be a bit more realistic with my expectations and goals. Sure, that's cool because I'm like that planning type, so I love planning how much I'll be making, how much money I would have saved up by a certain point in time in the future, all that kind of stuff. I love doing that, and for that reason, I tend not to make stupid expectations about what I'll be in the future and what kind of people I'll meet in the future as well. I'd be a bit more realistic, which is good. I think it's much better than when I used to be quite unreasonable with a lot of my goals and expectations. But yeah, that's a second thing of growing old. You don't think outside the box much anymore, I think. And it's kind of sad that I'm already becoming like this when I'm only 26, but it is what it is.
Wow.
All right, sorry about that. I had to tell my parents to just, quiet down a bit. So, because I'm not realistic and, setting really crazy expectations, thirdly, I'm not that materialistic anymore, I think. And I'm not too focused on money. I don't know if this is a age related thing, but I don't know, just as time goes, I'm becoming to realize that, money and materials and, items, luxury goods, those things don't really, help with my happiness, like my unending journey of looking for what happiness actually is. It's a ongoing, and I don't think it'll ever stop, but, it is what it is. It's quite sad actually because, when I used to be a bit more money driven, earlier in my career days, it was easier to kind of be a bit more motivated and to make more money and better work. Not that I don't work hard at the moment, of course. If my boss is watching, I do work hard. There's less of a drive for money. It's because I really want to be good at this job. I really want to make an impact in the business. It's more that kind of stuff. Back in the days, it was just like, I need to raise my salary. Buy myself some really nice clothes, I still do that, but it's not as bad. It's not as, I don't spend a lot of money on things that are unnecessary. Not much. I do have some impulse purchases, but, it is what it is. But it's quite controlled. It's very healthy in my opinion. So, yeah, I like where this is heading. So that's my third one.
Wow.
So, the fourth one is I'm slowly thinking about settling down. Like, for example, I am looking to buy a house in the next 1 or 2 years, let's say, roughly. And this is regardless of if I get married or not. I just want to buy my own place. That's pretty much it. It's nothing hard. Hopefully not. Living in Auckland, buying a house is never easy, but it is what it is. It's my current biggest goal. Most expensive purchase I'll probably ever make in my life is my house. And I'm thinking to do that in the next couple of years, which is quite interesting. I thought I'd be traveling a bit more, actually experiencing like Aussie. I even thought of Canada at one point, I wanted to get out this country for quite some time, but in the recent days or years, I guess, especially after COVID, I kind of quiet down about that. I don't feel the need to move to Sydney or like a bigger city to kind of get what I want. I get exactly what I need in New Zealand just fine. There's no problem about me, getting to places, playing or doing my hobbies, getting my work done, getting paid well, those kind of things. I could do everything in New Zealand. So I decided to kind of settle down here. It's not really solid, but it is quite there. It does depend on what kind of people I meet in the future, especially my future wife, let's say. If she wants to move somewhere, then I guess I'm pretty open. But at this point in time, I'm wanting to settle down a bit, and I guess that's kind of coming with the age where I'm becoming slightly lazy in a bad way, but in a sense, it's just I'm not that young anymore. I'm not very adventurous as I used to be. But I do want to travel every year. That has not changed, and as long as I can travel internationally every year, I don't have a problem living in New Zealand itself. So that's the fourth one, I guess.
Wow.
So, those were more mental kind of changes as I get older, but I think it's about time we talk about the physical ones because I did not expect these physical signals of getting old would come this early in my life. Like, honestly speaking, who said men age like wine? Because, man, I'm aging like some kind of, $20 countdown wine or something like that. Like, I just want to cry. I really just want to cry. Like, there's so many things that's changed physically, and it's quite sad to realize how different I am physically compared to like even 5 years ago, which is not a long time. 21 versus 26, I guess there is a lot of difference. But just to pick out a few, I'm starting to get some pretty tight knees and clicking ankles and stuff like that. I don't know, I don't know if this is normal, but man, my knee is sometimes pretty stiff. Like, man, I'm just not used to it. Like, I used to be able to play sports like every day. Like, I have no problem going to the gym every day or working out every day, playing sports every day. Like, that was not a problem for me until like last year. I can't do that anymore because either my knee is too stiff or my ankle's like making noises, which I don't think it's a bad thing. Like, I think it's quite normal. Maybe doctors let me know. But yeah, I guess not just the knee and ankle, but my stamina just took a hit. Like, I cannot play sports for more than 5 times a week, which is still a lot, but not as much as I used to play. Like, I used to be able to do 7 days a week, like, no problem. Like, just get me up. I can do that with 6 hours sleep back in the days. I can't do that anymore. I need at least like 7, 8 hours, or I'm not going to function properly. Like, especially for sports. Sure, I can still kind of do stuff with 6 hours sleep, but it's not the same. It's not the same feeling, not the same energy. Mentally as well, kind of hazed. It's not good. So that's probably like the biggest change I realized as I'm getting older. It's like, I can't believe I'm saying this before I turn 30, but it is what it is. Not to mention having a tight neck, and a bit of a tight back as well sometimes. It's quite a norm nowadays, especially me working, sitting down. Like, I don't have a standing desk at home, so I always sit down and work. Sometimes I would like to stand, so I kind of stand and stretch and sit back down and just work. At work, at least I have a standing desk, so I sometimes use that standing desk, but even then, kind of lazy, so I just sit down and work. So that's probably not good for my back. At least I kind of do my sports and stuff like that, so I have no problems. But just in case, I am going to the chiro to get myself checked out and stuff like that, because I think it's pretty important. So that's been happening as well. Oh,
Wow.
anyways, I think the last thing for me that really shook me recently is these fine lines I have on my neck. Like, I don't know if you can see it, but I have two fine lines on my neck, which is kind of pretty much neck wrinkles. And man, I'm getting wrinkles on my neck now. Like, are you joking me? Like, sure, my skin's not the best, and I have plans to go back to Korea and get it, surgically, I don't know, what do you call it? Recovered. I don't know. Like, just smoothened out and stuff. But come on. Why do I have two thick hairs, like necklines, like already? I'm 26, man. I mean, to be fair, I have friends that have grey hair already, which is unfortunate. I guess we all get old and we all realize in different ways. But I don't know. This one was just really sad because some of my friends kind of pointed it out that I have lines on my neck, and I was just like, oh, actually, I do. Well, like, what should I do about it? Like, I actually got some cream recently from Kiel, Kiel, yeah, to get it kind of taken care of, and hopefully it smoothens out later. But yeah, anyways, that's probably like the last point. I think there's a lot of other minor reasons why I feel old. That's my little rant about signs of getting old. But I guess we're all going through that phase, so yeah, nothing new here. In the comment section below, if you have any signs of you getting old as well, like, anything you kind of realized in the past days or weeks or years of, oh man, I'm actually getting old, like, put it down below and let me know how it goes. But yeah, that's about today. That's my little rant. If you like today's video, give it a thumbs up, put a comment down below of anything whatever you like to ask or talk about, just put it down and I'll reply to that. Will be nice if you can subscribe to the channel and put the bell notifications for my next updates, because hopefully I make more videos on this channel over time, and I will catch you in the next video. Until then, let's hope I upload more videos later. Alright, cheerio.